Before there were people, there were beasts. Before there were beasts, there were plants. Before there were plants, there was an island. Before there was an island, there was ocean. In the first age, an island was born. Made from the fiery lava of underwater volcanoes, it rose from the sea in a roiling dance of steam and waves. When the molten rock finally cooled, it formed a mass of land that was barren and lifeless, except for a tendrillous purple fungus that lay deep in its heart. Gradually, the fungus sprawled its way up through the earth and over the land, new life sprouting in every place it touched. In the second age, the plants came, flourishing in the rich volcanic soil. On the slopes of the island's only surface volcano, Mount Ataria, there grew a turquoise jungle, strung with climbers and vines. In the south was a deciduous forest, where the leaves turned red and gold as the seasons changed. And to the west, the banks of the watery fjords were colonized by mosses, lichens, and enormous flowers. In the third age came the beasts. From tiny creepers scuttling over rocks to treetop acrobats leaping from bough to bough, they evolved to thrive across the island's many habitats. Huge winged creatures ruled the skies, while colossal ocean beasts lurked in the shadowy seas. Beasts were everywhere. The air was thick with the scent of them, and their squeaks and roars echoed through the mountains and forests. In the fourth age, the first people arrived. They called themselves Lia-Ua, the people of the island, and they named the island Ramoa. They lived alongside the beasts and plants in harmony, taking from and giving back to the land in equal measure. But in the fifth age, a new wave of settlers came from across the Viridian Sea. They found Ramoa to be wild, unfriendly, and filled with monstrous beasts. They brought blades and fire and a hunger to conquer. As they slashed the trees and hunted the beasts they could not tame, the island whispered to the Lia-Ua, prophesying a time of great ruin. Wanting no part in the destruction, the Lia-Ua went underground, making a new home for themselves deep beneath the shiver tips. The settlers never saw the Lia-Ua, but they told stories of a legendary people that crept beneath the earth, whom they called shadow ghouls. Where once the island and its beings had lived in harmony, there grew a divide between humans and all other living creatures. The new settlers created 3 distinct realms and fortified their cities to keep out the beasts. The Fjordlanders created Freyavik, a city suspended over the water on sky bridges and stilts. The people of the Ashlands made their home in the hot caldera of Mount Ataria. And in the south, where the forests had been totally decimated, the Southlanders built a huge walled city, which they called Sophia Town. Everything outside of these civilizations became known as the Beastlands, a wild and dangerous place where humans must not roam. The city walls protected their people from almost all beasts, save for the mighty winged creatures who could soar over them. To rid themselves of this final threat, the people of the realms trained warriors to slay the sky beasts. The Fjordlanders had tree wraiths, who fought with poisoned blow darts. The Atarians had scorched Ataris, who fought with fire and spears. And the Southlanders had elites, who fought with bow and arrow. They were all efficient beast hunters, and eventually only 2 species of large winged beast remained. The warm-blooded pangron, and the largest of all flying beasts, the mighty Phygra. Eventually, the elites found a way to capture and enslave the pangrons, taking their eggs out of the Beastlands and hoarding them in watery caves deep below Sophia Town. They learned to ride the creatures and renamed themselves Sky Riders, adapting their bows and arrows into knuckle bows, which were worn on the hand and more easily portable on pangron back.